What is up, YouTube? A9 here, and welcome back to episode 50 of Over-Engineering Survival. I know, I'm kind of shocked it's episode 50 already. Oh, man. Yeah, so it's been a while. And in today's episode, I kind of plan on talking about that a little bit. I don't really have like a script written down, so this is going to be a very rambly episode. Yeah. So, other than that, the plan for today's episode is to build a trailer, yeah, another one, for this guy over here. That has kind of like an excavator style, drill arm on it, so we can mine up some boulders to get like iron, as shown right there, and refine it over at the ice lake, so we don't have to constantly be bringing iron, like materials to the ice lake, because just driving there and back takes like 30 minutes. It's a pain. Yeah. So we're gonna start with that. I don't even have really a plan for the vehicle itself either, other than I know I want it to have some storage. And yeah, let me actually turn off all this GPSs. Let's drop this just a tiny bit. Yeah, so some storage, obviously the drill arm, and that's about it. So we'll get started with that. I think probably the best thing to start with is going to be a cargo container. Well, actually, no, the best thing to start with would be a sacrificial block, and then the cargo container. So you know what? Actually, I'm just going to drop this all the way down for right now while we build the carriage. The frame, or whatever the hell it's called. Yeah, so, do you want, do I want that low, actually, now that I'm thinking about it? So here's how big is this trailer gonna be as well? I need to figure that out too. So you know what? Let's start with this part of the frame. Okay, so we're at a couple blocks. And you know what? No, let's go with half blocks. And I just place these. Alright, there we go. So let me get a look at this guy again. How far apart are these wheels? They are a 2-block gap between them. Okay. So actually, it'd be more like this. There we go. And then sitting on this has to be, because I want to use, I know it doesn't actually matter, and it's probably better if I don't do it in general, but I want to use an advanced, like the 3x3 base advanced rotor, because they just look nicer than it's sitting on a 1x1. We go. That's not a rotor. Alright, there. So then the excavator itself will sit on this guy right here. And then we're probably gonna want some cargo lines. And And I'm gonna want room to swivel. So I'm probably gonna want 1, 2, 3, a 4 block gap, and then go into cargo. So we'll do this as a conveyor junction. And then we'll go ahead another couple blocks. Is that good? Because if I put the cargo containers above... I want the cargo containers to be above a wheel, because that way it'll support it better. So I think we can go on back. Alright, so now they're above the wheels. As for the wheels, we're gonna go with similar wheelbase to this guy. These are the 3x3s. I'm not gonna do the shorts, I don't think. Or do I? Yeah, it's probably fine. Just won't be server ready. So boom, boom. Alright, there we go. So while I'm welding this up, I'm just gonna talk a bit about like where have I been and all that. So, I mean, I haven't gone obviously because I've been streaming some Space Engineers, just vanilla, not quite vanilla, but nearly vanilla survival with my brother over here on YouTube and Twitch, just to keep some Space Engineers content going. But like in terms of this series, I won't say I've been slacking, even though I probably have been a little bit. There have been many of times when I had opportunities to just come on, play, and record and whatnot. But there's a lot of prep work that goes into this, and at points it feels like a job. And I have... Is that the right way up? I can never tell with these guys. They really need a this way up on these things. Okay, easy way to tell is reverse. But yeah, no, I've made it. No, don't go reverse. No, go back. I've hit the wrong button. Get on my face. That one. There we go. I've made it pretty clear that the moment YouTube starts feeling like a job, I'm generally not, like, I don't really want to do it anymore. This isn't supposed to be a job. I don't have plans for this ever to turn into a job, and so on. And at points, this series very much feels like a job, and I just kind of don't want to do it at some points. I mean, don't get me wrong. Everything we've done in this world is amazing, and I love the fact that I can share it with people on the internet and whatnot, and you guys can follow along if you so choose and are crazy enough to do so. It's just like the fact that, and I've done it to myself, and I've contemplated many times, like, inventory limits of the fact that, like, I'm playing on ×1 inventory. I have 400 liters of inventory space, and if I'm outside, half of that, actually over half of that, is taken up by my oxygen bottles. Which just severely limits how much I can do. Same with scrap. Scrap makes building anything a nightmare, because if I decide later that, like, you know what, like, let's say I build these wheels and I go, you know what, shoot, you know what, I should have put these with a 1 block space between them. All those parts are basically gone. So anytime I'm building something, I'm building in creative mode first, probably, or I am just winging it and hoping everything works out like I'm doing currently. But that's because, like, I have a general idea of what I need to do, and this crane isn't going to be that complicated. I mean, calling it a crane isn't even the correct word for it, because it's not really a crane. Yeah, so that's kind of why I've been slacking on the series a little bit, and I'm kind of sorry about it. But again, if I'm not enjoying myself, there's no point in making the content, because I want to do something that I'm enjoying. Please don't clang out wheels. You should be fine. Yeah. Alright. Like, even just welding up these, I'm like, do I want those there? I'm pretty sure I want them there. Because I need to go up 1 block, and then I need to put the cargo containers on either side. So I should be alright. But I'm just realizing I don't even have batteries on this thing yet. Can I, let me through, please. Can I reach that little bit of, yep, aha.
Energy low.
Ugh. Yeah, and also, like, I had an internal goal of, like, by episode 50, I want the oil rig, ice rig, I guess, technically, because there's not oil, but I want that to be finished, and I want to be back up in space by, to the rocket and the space station, and to be doing stuff up there. I'm probably another 10 episodes away from that, if I were to guess. At least to be doing everything I want to be doing. Okay. This guy, what I need to know is 2 blocks up and then down. Okay. So I got some room. And I completely just forgot my train of thought. Oh yeah, talking about, like, going to space and stuff. And then, like, also, again, episode 50 is kind of a great time to do a bit of a world tour, but, like, why? Like, half of my world is just incomplete scaffolding, and I hate that. And I need to get this project done so I can get to space, so I can get materials, so I can finish everything, and again, it's just... There's so much stuff to do, not enough time is basically what I'm getting at. And, like, again, I don't want to stop putting out this, because there are times when I'm enjoying it, and I know the few of you who actually watch, like, really enjoy this, or at least I hope you guys do. And I don't want to stop because I'm kind of filling a very, very, very hyper-specific niche within a hyper-specific niche on YouTube. And that's the survival impossible scenario, because as far as I'm aware, I'm currently the only one going that doesn't really have a series on hiatus. Because I think Splitsie is on hiatus, and, like, kind of the reason why I started doing this was because he stopped. Or at least kind of the reason why I continued doing it. And, like, I completely understand why he stopped doing it, because there's just so much work involved in this series. As I mentioned earlier, getting from this base to where the ice lake is a 30-minute drive. It's only 20 kilometers away. In any other series, I would just build a flyer, fly over there. And hell, probably I could if I didn't have the thermodynamics mod on there, and the relative thruster positioning mod, and so on and so on and so on. And that's kind of like why I've been playing vanilla Space Engineers with my brother. Like, again, get that Space Engineers content out there, because it's a game I love. It's a game I know people love watching. And that series doesn't feel as much, doesn't feel like a job. It just feels like I'm having fun and sharing that with people who want to watch. Alright, I can't put a battery here because they'll rub, and I don't want to do that. That would be bad. Alright, so for the wheels, or for the car containers, I should say, not the wheels. Don't want them clipping on the wheels, so you know what would be great is if we had one of these, but it was like large doors on both sides. That would be awesome. Can you get on that? And I'm sure there's a mod for it, and no, I'm not installing it. Even though this is an extremely modified game, everything I build in here, you could conceivably put in vanilla. You might be missing a couple blocks, namely the thermodynamics and the food stuff, but like those aren't important. And that's kind of how I want to keep it. Again, I'm kind of just rambling along. Alright, so now let's figure out how I'm gonna do this. Because like I could do that, and then I'd have access to the doors on the sides, so I could put stuff in. But I mean, I guess I could put it this way too. And then cargo in from the sides, maybe? So connect them with a junction. Because that I should be fine. I shouldn't hit those. The only thing I'm worried about is the front actually being too heavy. If I fill up on stuff. And then I need to make a stone ejector. Which... I could put on the back. And I don't need to go overboard on it because, unlike my other drill rig, I will only have one drill probably. So nope, I'm gonna remember from past mistakes. I need one for each. For some dumb reason, it has to fill its own inventory before it sends it along. Nope, that's not it. I could have put them coming out here, actually. You know what? I'm going to do that instead. Hopefully that's not too close to the wheels and causes everything to break. But these aren't turning, so hopefully it should be fine. And then small connector. You know, I kind of feel like the sorter should be in with this thing, these blocks. Alright, there we go. So weld those. This needs to connect somehow. Especially now that we have like the armored conveyors and stuff. It's just becoming way too cluttered. I'm gonna do one of those. Yeah. No, they do clip a little. That I hesitate to do. That seems like they'll get hit, but maybe not. Could do that. That is technically. Why did it switch batteries? No, go back to this one. That is underneath. So if I do that and I do that, and then I do the thing that I didn't want to do because that just creates a higher center of mass and whatnot and so on. But that is under the swivel height. So that should be fine. And then I can put the crane on there and we're good. Again, I keep calling it crane. What is the arm of an excavator called? Is it just called an arm? Someone who's more intelligent than me, let me know in the comments. Oh goody, now I'm doing the... Okay, I don't remember power cells. Alright, now I gotta wait till power cells are made. Production... I'll do 60, that way I have another... if I need some more. And I probably need some food. Where is my food? Ah. Lovely food. Alright, time to recharge. And, yeah. So, another reason probably why doing this takes a long time to make an episode and whatnot, and not just the fact that everything takes so long, is... I don't know if it's still a thing on YouTube, and those of you who are older probably remember, at least, like, my point's a little, like I said, I'm not writing any of this down, so I'm just rambling, but, so you guys remember, like, the start of YouTube, like, watching early Minecraft Let's Plays and whatnot, if you did that, and people would just record, and then upload, no editing, all of that, and then there was a shift to more editing content, but... and whatnot. So, like, obviously I have to edit this series because there's just so much downtime, like me sitting here and like this, me waiting for these things to be made. But there's also the whole, I don't know if you guys noticed, but like the Wii aspect of, well, like, obviously I'm the only one doing this, but I feel like I need to put the Wii in there because I'm doing it along with you guys. We're building this thing together, sort of. If you know what I mean. There was kind of like, I was watching, I don't forget, I think it might have been like it was a Hermit Crafter episode of something. I don't remember which Hermit Crafter was watching it, but they were talking about like shifts and... What do you mean got everything? the shift in like YouTube and stuff, where people used to say we, and I think a lot of them still do. Like, I think a lot of the YouTubers I still watch very much have that energy of we're gonna do it together. They may not say we, they might say I don't know. It's not something I actually pay attention to. But there was very much a shift in YouTube where it started to become, I'm just gonna do this thing and then show you guys. And I don't want my content to be like that, so there is a lot of like showing you guys the little intricate details of, you're right there, the greebling process. Because like I could just greeble this and just go, here, this is what I did this. And I think even still in my content, I still do say, like, we're gonna do this thing, and then when I know we're gonna do it, or I'm gonna do something off camera, like I'll say, oh, I'm gonna go gather some materials and I'll be right back. It's kind of a conscious effort to do that, to keep you guys engaged, or at least engaged might not be the right word, but feel like you're coming along for the journey, even though, again, you're just watching and have very little input on what's actually being done in the current thing you're watching. I mean, you guys are always like welcome to leave comments, positive, negative, say like, hey, you're an idiot, you should be doing this. That's totally fine. If you want to do it, go for it. Because I'm sure there are way better ways of doing whatever I'm doing currently. I just realized I should put a connector on this thing, or fucking recharge. It's fine, I'll just hook up to the truck and recharge. Let's build this. And yeah, I don't know. Let me, if you guys know, like, is that something you pick up on, like the whole we and I thing in watching content? Which do you prefer? Like, would you prefer if I mean, I've asked this question before. I have an idea of the answer. Would you get, but I'm gonna ask it again anyways. Would you guys just prefer I just build this and just go, this is a thing I built. Here, let me show you its features. Or do you want to be along for the journey of, you know, watching me place like 80% of the blocks, and then like I'm gonna cut out most of the welding unless I'm talking about something important anyways, because it's bright, it's boring, and you all should know how welding works. Yeah, so alright, I need to do the whatchamacallit, the hitch. So I want the hitch to be similar to this guy. This guy is well, bottom 3 up 2. So 5 total. 3, 4, so 1 above these card containers. Okay. Let me up, please. You're not gonna let me up, are you? Oh wait, haha! I have bested thee. And no, forgot to grab plates. And yeah, like I know in the past, like I mentioned how oh no, I just jumped over again. Like I don't like editing, and come to realize it's not that I don't like editing. I don't like editing something that I've recorded like within succession. So like, cause like going back and editing the Dark Souls, like Dark Souls 2 streams down into like that, I actually enjoy a little bit, because it's been like the episodes I'm editing are like a year ago. So like I don't remember any of it. So I'm watching it and I'm finding the parts that I genuinely enjoy and I'm actually laughing at, like all my stupid deaths, or somehow I said something funny, or more likely my brother said something funny, that sort of thing. So I do enjoy editing, so it's not that part about it that is the like another part of why I'm not enjoying myself. And why did I jump off that? Why am I welding this? I don't need to weld it. Ah! Now. Let me up. Okay. We'll go with one of these guys. And then we'll come out. I can hop off now. Come out a bit. And then go for a hinge. Lock said hinge. All right, and then how many blocks did I go out from the front? Well, okay, I put the hinge in a very different spot. So I'll do that. But it's 2, 3, 4, and then the hinge. So let's do that first before I forget. Come back. That's the wrong size. 3. Is it that? Out 1, 2, 3, then solid block. I kind of want to keep like a little bit of a pattern. Oh, also I need to because of the truck, the big truck, because this should be able to hook up to the big truck as well. That seems really far, but I guess this is a little bit flatter. What was I doing? Oh yeah, I need to make that. There we go. And then we go here. So hinge. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Two, 3, 4, 5. Now. Man, that's far. Is that right? That can't be right. I am 1 block further out. Okay, that, yeah. Because this comes up on the other trailer right at the edge of that cargo container. So, goodbye, resources. Thing, and then I got to go to ooh, it must be pretty windy. 0 is at the back. Okay. So a little doohickey. I should be facing that way. Yeah, that's actually a really important part to mention. So it's kind of hard to tell, but if you can make it out, there's a little gray line there. And when you're detaching and attaching rotors, at least it used to be this way. It may not be anymore. I don't know, but I'm not gonna test and find out. And I'm fairly certain it still is. But if you have limits on your rotors and you attach, that little line will snap to where the limits are. So if I had it the other direction and I attached it to my truck, this would try and snap itself in the other way around and collide into the truck, and everything would explode. And I find that's one of the big things that a lot of people accidentally do when they're first learning how to use rotors and pistons. It's normally like dumb errors like that, where if you're not paying attention, and because the game doesn't actually tell it. Did I not grab the things I need to grab? Hello? Alright, that's done. Man, this gets really far away. Why do I have an extra motor? I'm sure it's fine. Nope, not that one. I'll do something slightly different than the last one I did. Is it in here? Yes. Nope, come back. I don't know if that looks as good, but that's what we're doing. No, that definitely does not look as good. But it is what we're doing. Okay, for a bit more decoration. Plop that there and that there. Ooh, wait. Do these ones open? Because there are ones that open. I wouldn't mind the ones that open. These things. Access panels. Are there small grid versions of these? Ooh, there are. Yes! Haha! Alright. Let us figure out how we're going to do this thing. Do I even have interior plates? I don't. Should really put interior plates in my inventory. Hey, come on. Up. 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 There we go. Alright, sure. We're going to definitely do this. And as much as I absolutely really want to use a large hinge for this, I can't. Because we need to put the cockpit a little bit off-centered. So I'm gonna do a armored doohickey here. And then the first hinge. And then on this side is where I need to put the cockpit. And I kind of want to use this one, but I think it's a little too big. So we'll go with the cab, even though... Ooh. No, that won't work. Again, I need to be off-center. It's like, ooh, wait, the cab has a thingy, a door on the bottom. But nope, because it's off-centered. And the cab takes up just as much space as this guy. Yeah. I need a cockpit with a door, like conveyor tubing. So otherwise, I would use like one of these guys. But I mean, I could use the bike, but that takes up just as much space. What's annoying is, for some reason, they didn't bother to put any cargo doors on these. I would have loved that if they did. They could have totally done it. Put like 2 on the bottom, just side by side, and that way I could have beautiful oxygen while in these things. Can I please get up there? No, it's not. You're not gonna let me get up there. I've gone too high. Okay. Okay, so cockpit is gonna be off-centered. I could do it centered too. Actually, you know what? I could do it centered. I'm gonna do it centered. You know what? Actually, I like that idea more. Well, I like what I think I'm gonna be able to do more. I don't know if it'll actually work, but see this. I should be able to drop that all the way down still, because that won't intersect if I have it coming off the front here. Alright, give me not that one, not that one, that one. This guy, put that there, and then I can put a piston on that one, and then 2 hinges, and then some more pistons, and then that way I can put the rest position with the drill in between here. That is, I think, what we're gonna do. I think that'll work the best. So while we're doing this, I need to build the hinges as we go. Give me that motor. So piston.
Energy low.
Okay, lower limit is probably I'm gonna say 2 degrees, just so I don't end up clipping somehow. And I don't think I'll need more than 2 pistons. Though I may need it for... Okay, if I reverse this, and then so it'll be up. Okay, the drill will be basically at height with that hinge, so at the bottom of that piston. If I'm doing what I'm currently thinking I want to do, which may not work out in terms of clearance. Ooh. It'll be a little bit close. So what I probably can do is if I go up 1 block in terms of clearance, that should be out of the way. So what that means is I need to put a block on the end of this. Okay. And now we can put the the hinges up top. Whoa. That guy's pretty close. And then I put my piston on the end of that. And then the drill on the end of that. And I think we should be good with that. So I need to do some welding. Oh yeah, I can fit it all in my inventory. And then the drill goes at the end of that. And then, okay, question is, do I put the drill this way? Or the other way? Either way, I think it's still a 3x3. But, okay. Nope, and you can't lift. Great. Uh-oh. What? Huh? Hello? Are you really not strong enough? Am I gonna have to triple hinge this? Or is this just a I need to put shear inertia tensor on sort of issue? Nah, I think it'll look better if I put it the other way. Or the proper, quotation marks, proper way. So yeah, it'll hang off the back like that in, like, when it's collapsed. Which I think looks a hell of a lot better. Than what I was originally planning. Because originally planning, I was going to have it a little bit offset so it could fold up onto itself, kind of picture this, but sideways and poking out. So take this, turn it 90 degrees counterclockwise, and so at the drill it would be poking out that way. But this will give us a larger rotation because I don't have to worry about it clipping on this battery. So that's good. Where are this cockpit? Because the door is on the bottom corner. So I need to put a vent there. I guess I could put a vent anywhere on this thing. Where is my vent? Should have one on the hotbar. Oh, there it is. I'm just blind. Do that. And then, you know what might be fun is if I kind of mimic. This will be just easier if I go outside to show. Oh, yeah, by the way, I hate this. I know it's really good for any inventory beyond size, like, ×1. But it just makes it so much more annoying to get stuff in and out because I can't do that anymore. I mean, thankfully I put it back in here, but it'll stack. I'm pretty sure. Actually, you know what I'm just realizing? I think I parked my truck out back. Yeah, so if we mimic this with the beam blocks, I think that'll be good. Can I grab the color? That's the base color, and then beam blocks, and then I think it might be a good idea if we put them up high here. Or just do them across here. out. I'm not sure. What beam blocks are there? There are these guys, so I can drop it down and go across. But also, these wheels do stick out a fair bit. So if I do something like this, maybe. Put some beam blocks around the corners on these. And I know I'm kind of just ignoring welding that up. But greebles are important. Can you stop? And then I figure this out from here. There's no good transition block is the problem. Oh wait, I think I just... Maybe this'll work as a transition instead. Is... this. And go across. And then for the little mud flap, I do that. I say mud flap, it's not really a mud flap, but... maybe come one out and then do that? I don't know if it's round enough, but it'll work. And then drop it. Like that. So... Oh wait, hold on. I know how I'm making it rounder. Yeah, do that. So on this side, I drop it into the... Will that clip? That may clip. So what I might do is leave that like that and put a light there. These guys are less likely to clip because they're not steering. And their suspension is already pretty low. Again, do that, and then I'll put a light there, I think. Seems like a good plan. So how I'm going to attach it, maybe that. And then go across. Let me up. Let me up. It's not gonna let me up. Too sharp. That'll work. Yeah, I think that works. Let's weld it up and see. Alright, what do you guys think? I like it. I think on the end of the drills, I'm gonna put some like hazard striping or something. But let me mirror this on the other side real quick. Okay, so I've done all the welding. I added a little bit of hazard on the drill here. I put a spotlight on the piston so we can actually see what we're doing. I added some area lights. I may have to add some more. I'll take it outside in the dark and see what needs to be lit up. I put a remote control block here, which will have the park script on it to control the arm, as well as a remote control block, but I have it facing backwards. I figure that way I could be in here and be controlling this guy facing the direction that it's currently facing and just steer with the rear wheels if I need to reposition myself. Obviously that would probably be without the main truck attached to it, and I added a gyro for stability. And then finally we've got some emergency O2 and emergency food, which I don't think I actually added any food to. So I should do that before we go anywhere with it. But yeah, that's about all the time I have for today. So I know this episode was kind of all channel updatey and a little bit rambly. So completely understand if you guys tuned out through most of it. And yeah, in related news to the channel update stuff, I do have a second channel which is focused more on maker stuff. So currently I am working on building a Pip-Boy inspired by Fallout in order to play Fallout 1 on it. So it's got a full Raspberry Pi inside of it. It's gonna have radio, GPS, all the things you'd expect a Pip-Boy to have. But because it's a Raspberry Pi, I should be able to play Fallout 1 on it. So there'll be a mouse and maybe a Bluetooth keyboard on it somehow. I haven't quite figured out how I would end up doing that. As well as a bunch of other features. So if you guys are interested in that sort of content, head over to my second channel. And yeah, so there'll be a bunch of other stuff on there eventually. Like, I plan on hopefully one day putting some blacksmithing content up on there. And I'm currently building myself a computer case to do a new computer build into. So I'll probably put some content of that up on there. And yeah, so stay tuned for, well, if you want to check that out, I'll link down, there'll be a link to my second channel down in the description. Next episode of this will be whenever I have time. Next Space Engineer stream will be whenever me and my brother have time for one. And same goes with Dark Souls. If you enjoy that content as well, it's whenever I have time to edit that. So I will see you guys next time. Bye.